Welcome to the Jamodi podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders. So let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is Jamodi, just a matter of doing it.
The Jamodi podcast is powered by Sideline Interactive. Sideline Interactive is the leading manufacturer for high-quality, innovative scoring tables and LED video display boards that help coaches and schools bring more excitement to fans, create huge fundraising opportunities, and make their jobs easier. Visit sidelineinteractive.com to check out their amazing products.
Is it that you have to love coaching enough and have passion for what you do enough? Like the statement you just said, we're going to bring in a freshman, but odds are he'll never finish here. Like to reconcile that in your head and to be okay with that and to accept it. I would imagine, is it just the love of the game and love of coaching that allows you to do that?
Well, I don't like it. Just because I accept it doesn't mean I like it, or doesn't mean that's the way I would like it to be.
Right.
And I don't think it's the love of coaching. I think it's, I want to keep coaching.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, I my generation, pretty much everybody said, screw it, I'm out, right? Boeheim, I'm out. Jay Wright, I'm out. Roy Williams, I'm out. Mike Krzyzewski, I'm out. Although he'll say it wasn't because of that. It was because of that. You just go down the list of guys in my generation and they're out because they've made millions of dollars. They don't need it, And I mean, everybody in the country, every time a great job opens, they want Jay Wright to come back. And why would he? He's making millions of dollars doing what he's doing, and he doesn't have to go through that. So me, I have a very expensive golf habit, so I've got to keep working because I got to make money. All right. And then on the other side of that, what else would I do? And while a lot of people would hope I retired, and probably some of our fans wish I would retire.
Coach, not after this year. No way.
Well, I got them for 6 months anyway. As soon as we lose the game next year, we shouldn't have lost. That they'll be back saying, he's old. He should get out of here. But no, I want to keep doing this. And that's the big thing. I want to keep doing it, and
you are making an impact on those kids, even if it's just for 1 year.
Yeah, I think so. I really think so. And that's all part of it. And, I got a call today from a former player who's the assistant general manager of an NBA team. And they're bringing one of my former players in tomorrow. And he was calling to let me know. And I asked him, do you think the kid's got a chance? And he goes, no, we're just doing it because of you. So, to hear something like that, that's why you do this, right?
Yeah.
You see a former player out there. I mean, that's really the why. When people say, what's your why? It's when you really step back from it, sure, you're competitive. Sure. Like I tell people all the time, what else would I do? I mean, I really don't know what else I could do. I mean, I've been doing this for 46 years and not anything else. So what am I going to go do and do well? I hope I'm doing this well. And so what am I going to do do well? And I don't think there is anything else out there. So you adapt or you die. And I don't want to die. I want to keep doing this.
You mentioned your goal is to be good every year, not necessarily great, and to have sustained success, right? Where did that idea come from? Because maybe younger coaches, or at some point, there would be this idea to let's go all in, kind of the blue chip almost idea, great movie of compromise, do whatever we have to do to get Shaq and those players. Where did that idea come from, just to stay competitive and good every year?
That's a good question. I probably really don't know the answer to that. I think it's just my makeup. It's just, I don't like to lose. I don't like to be part of losing. Winning is, I have to believe that every coach that's listening to me will understand this statement, and everybody that's in athletics but doesn't coach won't understand it. And that is, winning means really nothing. Winning is what you're supposed to do, right? And the pressures and everything that you have are to win. And so when you win, it's almost a relief. You know, okay, we got that one. But what winning does, it always makes the next game more important. Because when you're winning, now championships start to get involved. Now expectations grow and get higher. And so winning for a coach is, you know, it's really nothing. Death. Losing is death, right? Losing is, oh my God. And you stay up all night and you can't think, and what happened and what did you do wrong and what could you have done to change it? And this player did this, and how do I get this player not to, you know, how do I get better? How do I do? That's what losing does to you. Because when you're winning, you don't think about things like that.
Yeah.
When you win, it's on to the next one. Okay, we got that one. How do we get this one? You know, and when you lose, you reflect. And reflection is what keeps you up at night. Reflection is what, you know, you put your head down when you walk into a room because you don't want anybody to, you know what they're saying and you don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? I think coaches all understand that.
Yeah.
Where Joe average fan is like, oh, look at them, you know, they're winning. Look at he, you know, no, it's not like that at all. I mean, we beat Kentucky, and within, I mean, sure, it was a whirlwind in that, but my whole mindset was on, okay, we got NC State. And then we lose in the last second the way we lost to them, and I haven't slept since because of it. You know, there's every night I wake up thinking about what we could have done in that last 10 seconds. And, you know, that's this business.
I always think of the Bobby Knight quote that the toughest thing about coaching is that we want to win way more than our players do, or that our players don't want to win as much as we do. And I don't know if that's always true, but I know for sure what you just said is parents, fans, there's just no way that they can care as much. And I've always felt the eyes or the look. I know coming out of the locker room, even the small Jimmy here at Faith, I can tell immediately what those parents are thinking, what they thought of their son's playing times. They just don't have good poker faces. Can't imagine what that feeling is like on your stage.
It's the same. I mean, it just might be more people, but they're the same. You know, the pie's just bigger is all that is, but it tastes the exact same, man. It is what it is. That's our business. So and for some of us, we can't handle it. And for some of us, we thrive on it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that sustaining 46 years, I probably thrive on it a little bit, right? It's probably motivation. It's probably, you know, like when I spoke to that player today and he said what he said, I go, yeah, let's show the people that left us they shouldn't have left, right? And that it's not about money, that they shouldn't have left. Let's go further than we did this year.
And that's a great perspective to have, I think, for all of us. And because whatever's happening at your level, it's trickling down, right? To the bigger high schools in DFW, those players are moving.
No, not at all. I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay.
Here's the way it's happened. They say that SHIT flows downhill, right? It doesn't. This is going uphill. This started with mommy and daddy at 8 years old. My son's not good enough. Screw this. I'm going to move you here. And you're not good enough there. We're going to move you here. And it started with moving from this team to that team to this team to starting my own team. I mean, Imani Bates, his dad, started his own team because he didn't like the way the best number one ranked player in the country in high school didn't like the way he was being coached and started his own team and tried to build a LeBron James super team. Okay.
Yeah.
Started. And then it went, though, that's the first group that did it, moved up to 10 years old, then to 12 years old, then to 15, then to 18. They left, there's kids playing at 4 different high schools. Yeah. And now those people are the ones that sued the NCAA. They moved their whole lives. Now they got to college. And now they sued. And the reason that the rules changed is because the NCAA couldn't win the lawsuits.
Yeah.
So now you can transfer now without penalty as many times as you want. And that ruling just got approved. It's done now. It is law now. The only adherent to you transferring is if you're not academically eligible. As long as you're academically eligible, you can play anywhere. So that didn't start here and move down. That started down there and moved up. Now, a lot of the crap that's going on, you see started up here and moved down. I'll admit that,
Well,
and you know what?
Yeah, I think you're right. Just listen to you right there. That makes a lot of sense. And I'm not in any way trying to blame college coaches for what's happened. And maybe, man, we just got to go back to human heart, human nature. That's where all this is coming from. But I think I love the perspective that you had on that. And I think it's important when we lose players or things happen, every situation can be an opportunity if you choose to look at it that way through the lens of motivation or how can we prove something. And that sounds like what you and your player were talking about.
Well, I think you have to look that way because when this first started, that first year when I lost those two kids, we had our worst year in our Division I history the following year because and we would have been picked first or second in our league. We had two young, our whole backcourt was coming back. One was the all freshman team, and the other one was going to be a preseason first team all leaguer. And they left, and they did it so late that we couldn't recruit anybody to replace them. And that was before restrictions on the portal were put in. Now you enter the portal on a certain day. You can't enter it after this day. So things like that happened to more than just Oakland.
Yeah.
And so that brought rules along with it. And we're going to see a lot more rules. This is just the tip of the iceberg, as they say right now. I think 6-7 years from now, it's going to look college athletics is going to look so completely different than it does today.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the Jamodi podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.